Hey, so this is like my first vlog. I just felt like recording something and about how I felt in life and what I want to do and who I am and who I want to become. Um, I I've been singing ever since I was little, and it's just sort of like you don't want to say it. I don't want to say it defines me, but I don't know what else to say. Like for people to understand how important singing is to me. Um, I've played, I did basketball and stuff like that when I was little. I played basketball with the boys and stuff when I was younger, a real tomboy. And it's kind of like anything expressive is my niche. Like it's my thing. And when I say expressive, I mean singing, um, poetry, acting. I love acting. I recently fell in love with acting, but I've always wanted to pursue singing, and now I want to pursue acting and singing. And I'm I'm a freshman in college, and it's really sort of scary at this point because I want to pursue singing, but I don't want to become just this pop based singer. It's kind of like the people that are mainstream that are really um, making, getting their stuff out and making enough money to live on and making more than that to live on. But they conform. I feel like they change. They're told what to sing, how to sing it, so they can become big. The music industry, I feel, really has changed. Like, I may seem really old, but if you go back and listen to stuff like Stevie Wonder and Luther Vandross, and you go back and you listen to Aretha Franklin and just people that had, who sang about real stuff, you know, in the terms they still sing about the same stuff, but it's a lot more vulgar. Like if I hear another song or see another music video with some nasty girl shaking her behind in the video, I'm gonna scream. Like it's so ridiculous. That's just how I feel. And music back then was more, it said what it needed to say, but it was almost like metaphorically speaking, or they said it in terms that weren't just like, oh my goodness, oh, that was vulgar. And these days, like, people just don't care. Like, they're blunt and upfront about it. And some people may prefer that, but when I'm listening to music, I don't want to feel offended. Like, you get what I mean? I don't want to be like, okay, yeah, put that away. So right now I'm like doing little small stuff, just tinkering around. I want to, I have a friend he's already released his mixtape, and I kind of asked him if I could follow him around a little bit, to practices and shows and in his home studio to see what I'd be putting my foot in, because it'd be a passion, but I want to it's a passion, but I want to make sure that it's a something real. So when I put in all this hard work, it won't feel like work. I really do believe in the quote, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I want to feel like that. I don't want to wake up in the morning like, oh my gosh, I hate my job. I want to wake up and be so happy and feel so blessed that God has allowed me to do what I love. So, I'm doing like little teeny like studio stuff, like just a little bit of stuff. And I'm seeing where it goes from there. I if I come out with an album or if I start releasing music or a mixtape, mixtape. I don't I don't want to be just this person that's known for like a bunch of hits. I want to have hits, don't get me wrong. Like I would love to have people love my music. I would love to have fans and people that look up to me or can understand what I'm going through music wise, like or what I went through in my past, like singing songs like that and sing about real stuff. I would love for that. It's just I want it to be real all the time. I mean, sure, I have a few club bangers, like hey, hey, I have a few. I have a few like, of course, but it needs to be real. It needs to be from someplace genuine and real, and it needs to be a storyline attached to it. Or I'd feel like I'd have to step out of the business if I was asked to. I mean, you're gonna have to conform a little bit because you're a newbie and you're kind of coming into an industry that's already evolved and still evolving as the years change and the generations like different things. But I don't want to be a product. I don't want to be just a product. Someone that's always just conforming and someone that's not being who they really are for the sake of the money and for the sake of staying in the business. Because if that's what it is, I'll just be like Jasmine Sullivan and dip out. See you later, home skillet, deuces. I don't know. That's just me. I'm really afraid that I'm going to have to come to a point where they're going to ask me to do something I don't believe in. And then also, within being in the music industry, I am a Christian. I am working on my relationship with God and things like that, and just trying to live a Christian lifestyle. That's what that's what my focus. Besides, school, that's what my focus has been. I don't want to get in this industry, and because I don't necessarily want to sing gospel, just because I'm not singing gospel doesn't necessarily mean that that's God's plan for me. Oh, she sings, so she can automatically sing gospel. Like, look at India Irie. India Irie sings R&B, like soul. Oh, my voice went out. Soul, and she's living her Christian lifestyle. That's similar what I want to do. Sing about real stuff and be able to maintain my Christian lifestyle and what's right. So I feel like the industry would tempt me or would ask me to taint, or if that's like the right form of the word. What I mean is like, tainted, but taint. I'm going to look that up. My lifestyle. And then with acting, I fell in love with acting when I was about 17. And, I was going, you go through periods of your life where crazy stuff is happening. And I would watch movies all the time. Like, I've always been a really big movie buff. If I get a paycheck, I used to spend my whole paycheck on movies. Like, I would come home with 4 or 5 movies, like, with allowance or just, like, money I would get from, like, little family jobs I would do. And then I remember watching this movie 13 with Nikki Reed and Evan Rachel Wood. And, it's basically about a bunch of, like, 13-year-old girls acting like they're grown, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And, one of the girls is cutting herself, and she's just going through a really hard time. And that movie was actually, I thought it was brilliant. It was really good. It gave insight on what a lot of 13 or a lot of young women, a lot of young girls, teens are going through or have went through. And I remember thinking, oh, I could play that part. I can do that. I can portray that. I can tell this story. And the more movies I watched, the more I thought about how I would do it differently. And the more I would sit in my room in front of the mirror and practice, the monologues or whatever, or the dialogue. And it got to a point where I was like, oh, I really want to do this. Like, I can portray, like, I can do stuff acting in movies like Precious or like Tyler Perry movies or stories that have depth. Like, I would probably do an action film too, because that's pretty tight. But that's what I really wanted to do. So I'm gonna start going to auditions, and I know that I'm probably gonna get a lot of no's because like, no offense to anyone like who watches this, but it's really hard for African Americans to get roles that aren't either extremely established, like Halle Berry, Denzel, except for if it's like a black film. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like I can break through that. I feel like I can be great. I know I can be great. I know God has given me talent to be great. I just have to start utilizing that talent. And I want to be better, of course, because I've never had any lessons, so there's always room for improvement. But I think that's going to start being like my new thing, is auditioning and getting a lot of no's, but keep pushing forward because someone's going to say yes. And that's another thing, like anybody who has a dream and they're afraid that they're going to get a bunch of no's, being persistent, you don't know how far that'll get you. Somebody is going to. It's inevitable. Somebody's going to say yes. As much things are going on in the world and as many positions that are open and somebody's going to say yes. There's too many people in the world and too many options. The world is our oyster, and we just have to start taking advantage of it. So that's my thing. I'm going to start taking advantage of the world more because I've already settled. I've already done the school thing, and I'll be finishing my first year of college. So, I feel I've adapted a lot easier than a lot of people I do know. This little piece of hair is looking real ridiculous. So that's my thing. Just take advantage of the world and what it has to offer. Oh, and I won't step on anybody's toes to get there. It's not good. Karma is a boomerang. It always comes back. So yeah, that's my little 13 minutes and 12-second rant about life and what I want to do and how I'm going to accomplish that. Yeah. Oh, shout outs to Charlie and Alexandria. Shout outs to Deja and Marcus, Kwame, Christina Boo, Simone. Oh, it's her birthday coming up. Happy birthday, Simone. And Breakthrough Church, Kojic. Oh, the Fellowship. Yeah, shout out to the Fellowship. And shout out to my parents. Like, shout out to them. Shout out to my mom, Charmin. The most my mom, Charmin. Yay, yay. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my Aunt Joanna, my godmom, Crystal. Oh, Kyle and Jeff. Sorry, I had a brain fart. But yeah, so I love you guys. If I forgot you and we have a pretty tight relationship, sorry. Love you too. Just my brain's on shut down. I'm really tired. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope that you fulfill whatever it is you want to do in life. Bye.